My name is Sean Conway. 5 years ago, I was miserable. I hated my job, and then my girlfriend dumped me. Something had to change.
Really not sure I can do this anymore.
So I signed up to a new life of adventure. Woo!
And boy, am I having one right now.
Woo!
I'm attempting the world's longest triathlon.
Over 4,000 miles.
Cycling.
This is my fun!
Running.
Come on, man.
And swimming.
Around the entire coastline of mainland Britain.
It is beautiful. Look at that.
I've just finished the cycle leg.
My legs are burning!
More than 3,000 miles.
Amazing. One of the toughest things I've ever done. But it's about to get tougher. I've now got to run 31 marathons, 800 miles, Brighton, here we come, in the next 31 days.
It's that way.
And I am rubbish at running.
I've bitten off more than I can chew here. Without a doubt, this is the toughest challenge.
It takes around 2.5 hours to reach the islands aboard the Selonian ferry. Believe it or not, this is a fairly mild day. This passage of water is notorious for its heaving seas, a reputation which has given this little ship the nickname the Great White Stomach Pump. The ferry fights with fierce tidal currents off Land's End, and we passengers have to roll with the Atlantic's punches.
For centuries, these rocks have sunk countless ships bound for Plymouth. With the great increase in maritime trade in the late 17th century, a way had to be found to protect ships. So, the maritime authorities commissioned Yorkshireman John Smeaton to build a structure that would stand the test of time. Smeaton used the shape of an English oak tree as inspiration for his lighthouse. He wanted it to be sturdy, but also flexible enough to sway slightly in the wind. It entered service in October 1759. So effective was Smeaton's innovative design that it became the standard for lighthouses worldwide, and is still a template for today's lighthouse builders.
First into the clinic to see Dr. Pixie is 12-year-old Lauren, who's gone to great lengths to disguise her embarrassing and distressing condition.
It's embarrassing because when I'm doing pee and stuff like that and I'm getting changed, I have to get changed in toilets. It makes me feel angry and upset because the bullies don't understand how it makes me feel when they say stuff to me.
What's the problem, Lauren?
I've suffered from alopecia since I was 2.
Okay.
And it's got progressively worse.
So from the age of 2, Lauren hasn't had a full head of hair?
No, she hasn't. Although it did get progressively worse because Lauren lost her dad when she was 8 or 9. But then it got to a point that she just couldn't cover it at all, and that's when she had to start wearing wigs.
Can I get you to slip your wig off? Just have a look. She's got some fine downy hair here, hasn't she? We call alopecia an autoimmune disease because what happens is your system doesn't recognise your hair as its own, the same as it might reject a kidney or a liver if you had a transplant.
In April 1980, 6 armed gunmen took over the Iranian embassy in London, gaining 26 hostages in the process. Within hours, the SAS were put on standby in case an assault became necessary. After 6 days of intense negotiations and countless threats, the gunman resorted to killing one of the hostages. His death triggered the start of a chain of events that resulted in one of the world's most stunning hostage rescues. But for a hostage, such as Sim Harris, it's a terrifying experience they're not likely to forget.
There was a tinkling of glass, and this then plunged seemingly about the same time. The embassy went into darkness, and then flashbangs started to go off, and clearly, you know, it sounded though the World War was starting. And at that point, I was just panic-stricken, and I had to get out. And I went to this one window, I pulled the curtains back, and I opened the shutters, and there was this just amazing character in black with a gas mask on, and the guy waved for me to get down, and then the window was blown out.